We all wear masks. Actors like Robin Williams, Britney Spears, Selena Gomez, and the legendary Whitney Houston. Suicide versus my children. I sat like a puppet on a string and I looked up at the rope. The smell of fresh washing in the air and the sun shining through the window so brightly should have made me joyful. But instead I could smell the filth, death, calling me, the shame. I'm sat exhausted like a puppet from all the shows, motionless, empty, and no direction. Alone at home, what do I do? Behind the mask. Suicide versus my children. Soldier on with my armour that is failing to protect me. Pay the bills. Run the kids to and fro. Or be robotic towards my family. Or go peacefully. Did you know? There are two methods of hanging. The long rope, which breaks the neck and brings death in 4 minutes. The time in which you could nip to the toilet and make a cup of tea. Or there's the short rope that a hangman struggles to breathe for 10 to 30 minutes. In this time you could have walked your dog and put the kettle on. But I questioned myself. Do I deserve to go fast or slow? I asked myself. Thoughts racing, no one cares. Ping, ping! In that moment, I am annoyed. Someone interrupting again. Ping, 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 ping! I fell back to reality. My phone lights up. A text. Saved my life. An angel. A man I had never met. Became my hero. Without him even knowing it. Exhausted, I rose from the moment and stepped out of the river of tears and the broken armour. The smell of death was in the distance for now, and the sun beaming through the window with the washing, taking my breath away. Instead, I spoke to a white coat. So many questions, so many whys. When, who, how, what if? The white coat questioned my reasoning, my being, my purpose. I never fully told the truth because I was frozen with fear. I became one of my clients, too scared to speak, too scared in case I was judged, too scared to show the pain, the hurt, the torment, and the anger, the confusion and the weakness, the reality of my being. Almost 2 years passed, as though I'd been at Blackpool Towers, the never-ending adrenaline, the roller coaster of emotion, of self-sabotage versus self-development. Prior to this, I was a strong, independent woman, raising 2 amazing girls alone, whilst working as a full-time advanced child protection social worker for 15 years. Every day I was fighting for children and families' rights, ensuring their needs were met. What I failed to see was my own needs. My mental health was deteriorating. Can you relate to this? Have you been so busy with life that you failed to see that you're struggling? So much for a caring profession. I was being bullied by my manager. Everyone saw it besides the managers themselves. It made me realise that they only saw what they wanted to see. It made me question my purpose, my existence, the message I was giving to my children. I went off long-term sick and I struggled. No one contacted from work. No one cared. I lost my closest friends. They said mental health issues are selfish. Mental health is not selfish. It's a way of our bodies trying to say, stop, listen, heal, reflect. What's happening around you? As a strong, independent woman who had saved hundreds of children's lives and helped families remain together, I was at the brink of throwing mine away. Hopelessness, fear, numb, financially broken, for no one to help me. So I started to concentrate on new ventures in my life. So I looked at NLP and CBT methods of behaviour patterns and how I could improve me and a view of going on to still help others, but in a different way. I decided to become a coach, a positive, dynamic family coach, enabling working parents to balance work and home life. My newfound career was taking off within the pandemic. Who would have thought? I was interviewed for a book being published next year, and I had a radio station. I was excited to be developing my new ambitions. I regained my self-confidence and my self-esteem. My medication was finally working, and I felt stable. Midnight. Sat alone. Rope versus my children. I burnt that rope. Love is greater in person than 6 foot under. Pinocchio was alive, breathing fresh air and full of billions of molecules, ready to conquer the world. Remember my hero? Well, the phone call came. The call I was dreading. He has stage 3 cancer. And chemo starts next week. I'm the only person besides his brother he has told. I felt my world had crashed around me. My hero who saved my life, but now I cannot save his. His life in the fate of the universe. I thought, why? Why is life so cruel? So many amazing people so ill and taken too soon. Yet those that seem to abuse continue their life as they rule. I wobbled in that moment and I wished I'd taken my life. To lose another person that I cared for and who cared for me, who had made me feel safe, secure and worthy. The moment of him not being there anymore petrifies me, and I reached for my mask. But he told me, I'm his beautiful butterfly. My wings have grown and I'm to show the world who I truly am and believe that all will be okay. But still left me wondering. Rope versus my hero. Is mental health selfish? Ping, 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 interrupts my thoughts again. Back to reality. My heart sinks. The results are in. My hero's day of reckoning. The white coats have saved my hero. They performed the magic selfishly I needed. My hero has a chance. One day I might actually meet him in person. To thank him, to say I love you, to hold him, my hero, my angel, my friend. Suicide rates in England and Wales. There were 5,691 suicides in England and Wales in 2019, and that is 321 more compared to the year before. The suicide rate has remained the same as in 2018, so that's 11 deaths per 100,000 people, but the rates are still higher than in recent years. In Northern Ireland, there were 421 suicides in 2019 and 69 more compared to 2018. The suicide rate has increased by 19%. In England and Wales, the rates under 25s, the rate for females, have increased by 93.8% since 2012, and it's its highest level in 2019. Suicide rates in both men and women 2019 follows a general downward trend since 2011. The male suicide rate in the Republic of Ireland remains 3 times higher than the female rate. So, if you are somebody in this room who is struggling to manage your emotions, feeling overwhelmed with work and life, or self-regulate your emotions because they're impacting on your health and relationships in work or home, I can help you be the happiest version and the healthiest versions of yourself. And I can do this through one-to-one coaching or through a 12-week powerful program. So if you want to make positive change in your life and start the end of 2020 and the beginning of 21 with the most memorable and the life-changing, contact me now. I'll pop the details in the chat for you now, and I'll follow each of you up. Please take control now of the new you and contact me, because your life is so much more valuable than you realise. You are loved and you are worth it behind the mask.